Okay, guys, so this video is for those who do not have so much money to go to places like Canada, US, and a whole lot of place, right? The Netherlands as well. And I'm making this again so that people don't say, Milton, I didn't see the information. And first, remember, I want to talk to you about a country in Europe. This country was not in the Schengen zone, but now it joined the EU and, of course, also a Schengen member. I don't know which one, but now, okay, it means that if you migrate to this country, you can now move from this country to another country in Europe. Okay, like me, I can travel now to like 20, is it 29 or 30, excluding Mexico and some South American countries without a visa, as I'm here because I study in the Netherlands, right? So this country is also a member. I can also go to this country now. The country I'm talking about is Bulgaria. Now, why am I also talking about Bulgaria? Many people, many of us here are telling me, Milton, oh, I do not have enough money. And because the proof of funds to study in Bulgaria is not too much, if you have like 4,000, euros, please calculate to your own local currency and let's see how much that is. You can show as proof of funds to study in Bulgaria. Okay, for Cameroonians, my Cameroon people, the embassy is in Nigeria. So you have to go to Nigeria. Now, I'm going to tell you the requirements you need, then I will talk about other things. If you check universities in Bulgaria, you will notice that most of them, they charge about 2,000, 3,000 euros. Some may go below, I think, 1,819, but it depends also. And if you really want to study in Bulgaria, you have to do a lot of work, okay, a lot of research. Is it enough research or a lot of research? A lot of work, by the way. English is not my thing. Let's move. Now, if you want to study in Bulgaria, you just need your YX certificate, your CV, a motivation letter, your O levels and A level, your WASI, and what else? You do not necessarily need English proficiency. Yeah, you do not need English proficiency because some universities will definitely ask you that, okay, just collect proficiency exam from your school. Some will say if you do not have the proficiency exam or if you do not have the IELTS, they will want to test you. Okay, these are some universities in Bulgaria are like this, but while others will insist that you should bring a proficiency test. Now, to medical students, those who want to study medicine in Bulgaria, there are schools in Bulgaria that you can actually study medicine in English. But while moving to Bulgaria, understand that as your money is not huge to go to these heavy countries, developed countries, I mean the Netherlands, Denmark, Iceland, Luxembourg, and all the rest, Switzerland, you are going to Bulgaria, and what is in Switzerland and Netherlands, you cannot find it in Bulgaria. For example, minimum wage in this country I am is about 13 euros plus. But now in Bulgaria, you are going to get minimum wage. I'm not sure if it's up to 6 euros. Okay. But now, are you going to remain in Nigeria, Africa, Cameroon because minimum wage is low in Bulgaria if you don't have the money? If you can stay back and make more money, to move to these rich countries or to these strong countries, fine and good. But if I were you and I'm not comfortable, I would then make my decision, apply for schools in Bulgaria and move. Why there? Because Bulgaria is in the Schengen zone and the EU now. You can move in and out, right? And then opportunities may flow. If you study in Bulgaria and you finish, you can now apply for jobs, start looking for jobs, because definitely the schools in Bulgaria, their certificate will be more powerful than certificates in your home country. Of course, in Europe, things are heavy. You understand what I mean? So I've given you the requirements you need, and also you have to pay an application fee. Some schools will take this application fee before you get admission. Some will say, they will tell you that you are qualified to get admission, and then they will now ask you to pay the application fee to them. I'm still coming to explain. I've given you tuition fee, I've given you requirements. Those going for masters, you need your bachelor's degree certificate, the transcripts. Okay, you need the school is also going to give you some other documents. Some schools, it depends. Maybe you are filling the form online, or maybe you are filling in and sending back to the school. Maybe you are filling in and then you submit online, or you are sending via email. It depends on the school. Just make sure you check the list of, just go to Google and type universities in Bulgaria for international students. They will come out. You take your time, go through the requirements, go through the programs, go through the ones taught in English, check the application deadlines. And if you still haven't applied to Bulgaria, please Deadline in most universities is going to be March 30th. I think so. Okay. Now, if you want to apply, you should also understand that some universities might ask you to bring legalized documents. Others may not. You will just apply first. Some will still ask you for recommendation letters. I was forgetting. Then I think that is it. Yeah, for requirements. Then when you apply, some will say that okay, you now qualify. Remember, those that said you don't have English proficiency, but you can qualify for the exam or for the program, they can say come and write an English exam. Okay, some of them are like that. Some schools in Bulgaria, they will say, okay, we have to give you an exam, and if you write the exam and pass with this number of grades, we would then take you into the program. Okay, so you have to consider this. You have to note this before you go there. But it's not going to be difficult. The school is going to give you the exam to write. Now, when you write the exam, the school will say, okay, you are qualified. They will now send you a group of documents, which includes some. I'm saying some because I know people doing this process already. It's not everything I will say on the media, right? I'm just giving you opportunities that will open your way, will open doors for you. Because despite the fact that I live in the Netherlands, I know some people cannot afford the Netherlands. That's why I'm talking about Bulgaria. There are some people who have just maybe like 2.8 million, 3 million CFA francs. This is a country for you. Remember, this money you need in your bank account or your sponsor's account after you must have paid tuition deposit. So while looking for a school in Bulgaria, also note that if they are charging maybe 2,025 euros, 2,500 euros per year, you have to pay that money before applying for your visa. Some schools might even take half of the money or 75%. But to be on the safe side and increase your visa chances or chances of getting your visa, I would advise you to apply immediately. Okay, so that is it. Now, when you finish with that English exam, or if you submitted the exam, they will now send documents to you and tell you do medicals, do this, do that, sign these documents. They will send a couple of documents to you. Then to those who didn't authenticate their documents at the ministries, education, foreign affairs ministries, or to their various officials in their home country, they will now tell you that, okay, go legalize, go authenticate your documents, make your documents legal, okay, at the various ministries. Then you bring it for translation and recognition. Do you understand? But if you cannot do translation and recognitions because it must be done by a Bulgarian embassy or diplomatic mission, if you cannot do it, then you have to send to the school for the school to do the translation for you, and then they will now do the recognition at the Bulgarian Ministry of Education. But you have to pay for this. I think for some schools they charge like 250 euros for the process of translation and recognition. Some programs, I think masters for some programs or some universities is like 350 euros. I'm not very certain. Okay, but this is what you need to do. So when they say you are qualified to get admission, they will now tell you to pay application fee. Okay, together they would, in fact, they will give you dates for everything to pay. Now, if you think you cannot do the translation and recognition in any Bulgarian embassy in your home country, then send the money to the school alongside your application fee in case this is a process for your own university. Do you understand me, guys? Now, when you send to them, they will now tell you, okay, we've received your money if it got to them, but we are waiting for the documents. They will tell you how to send the documents, everything. I think there is a medical something there, a criminal certificate. Everything must be legalized. They will explain the process to you. So if your own school didn't explain to you, please ask them. They will tell you. Now, when you do that, you send to them, they will confirm. If they say yes, it's okay, then they will now collect the documents from you, then send those they are sending to the Bulgarian Ministry of Education, and then do the necessary things, the translation and the recognition. Once the translation and the recognition is set, they will now send you a document for the recognition from the Ministry of Education, okay, in Bulgaria. That's document number one. They will now send you a copy of your admissions letter. That's document number two. Then they will now send you accommodation contract or accommodation, okay, proof. Then you will now put all the other documents, maybe your insurance, proof of funds, and a whole lot to it. Then you apply for your visa. This is basically the process for Bulgaria. So it takes a lot of time, guys. Yeah, it takes a lot of time. I'm telling you, because when you transfer money to them from Africa, it's going to maybe take like maybe 2 weeks to 3 weeks or even a month to reach them. So you have to start early. And most of these schools, they have a deadline. I hope you understand. Now, remember, you are applying for the visa to move to Bulgaria to get a residence permit. When you apply for the visa and get your D visa, you have to go to Bulgaria to get residence permit. There are also documents you need to show to the Bulgarian authorities before they can give you the residence permit. So guys, don't always forget these things. And I have the videos already on the channel. So you should go to the channel, check those videos and watch them one after the other. Listen to them well, so you don't come back to the comment section and ask questions, because I may not be here all the time. I'm so busy. I only create time to put these videos here because I believe that many people look up to me for information. So guys, if this information helped you, please share the video for me. Okay, do not forget that there is application fee, there is translation and recognition fee, which you still have to do. But if the embassy in your home country cannot do it, send to your school. Ask your school about this. Okay, be open. When you apply to a school, be open to ask them questions, because they will always reply to your questions. So don't feel bad about anything. Just ask questions. I hope this helps you. We meet again in another one. Some people were equally asking me about using visitors visa and staying in the UK. It is not possible, guys. Those who were equally saying that can they use visitors visa and come to Europe and then work, convert to work permit, it's not possible. And those who were saying if there is another way with the visitor visa, well, to me, I know the only way is to ask for Aduro. That's the only way I know.